All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of Get Ripped or Die Trying. I'm Will Winter, my co-host Noah Savage, and today our wonderful guest, ladies and gentlemen, trainer, comedian, hilarious person, Sergio Chicon.
Yeah. Well done, Will. I appreciate that. Sergio Invisalign Chicon, Sergio Lululemon Chicon in the flesh.
You got beautiful teeth.
Yeah,
beautiful. A lot of teeth, too.
Right? I want some proppers on my teeth.
Yeah.
I got 100 trays done.
100 trays?
Yeah.
I did 5.
5.
The 100's
my
a lot.
shit's jacked up. I got 300 more to go. There's a lot of work.
What are you trying to look like?
Over what period of time are you doing this many trays? Has this been your entire life?
They give me a new tray every week now. Rubber bands in my face, they're popping out.
Yeah.
I spit when I talk.
Yeah.
I got, and when you first start with Invisalign, you said you had it,
I did it,
right?
yeah, I did it.
So you did it, right? And
Yeah.
let me ask you if you had the same experience as me. When I first, started my journey with Invisalign, I was real hygienic. I would take out the little case, in the bathroom, lock the door, excuse me, I'm just gonna, clean my Invisalign,
Yeah.
and I'll come back and feel good. Bring a little toothbrush with me. It's a totally different story now. I'm a year in. I'm like at the dinner table. I don't care who I'm with. I'm putting my index finger in my mouth, popping it out, rubber bands all over the place.
You're like Steph Curry, just chewing on it, like eating.
Yeah, exactly. I put it on my ear like a Newport cigarette.
Yeah. You wear it during the day?
I wear it all day, every day.
Listen to this move. They told me I need 10 trays for 5 G's.
God damn.
And you're going to have to wear it all the time. I go, listen. How much can I get for $500? And they said, you could do 5 trays. And I said, I'm only going to wear them at night. But I'm not going to, each tray for me was like 6 weeks. I'm like, I don't care. I can't wear it. I just can't wear it during the day anymore. I did braid. Like I had the most fucked up teeth in 8th grade. I won best smile, ironically. Like I won it as a joke. Everybody voted for me.
Kids are fucking
and then I didn't wear my retainer. So I just needed to like get back to like a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
little maintenance.
Can people notice when you're wearing it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Do you talk
slur.
like you have like a...
Yeah, I already got a lisp. I already got the overbite. And now it's just like some shit in my mouth.
Yeah.
But when are you going to stop? Because it looks good now.
Oh, thank you. I took them out. But yeah, I'm going to... I pay 5 G's too, and I'm going the full throttle, whatever the doctor says. But I've been slacking. Like during the day, after I eat something, I just leave them on the table for my wife to discover. My pit bull's chewing on it or something. Like, I got that out your mouth.
A new thing to upset your wife.
I brush my teeth and then I just rinse them with water. Do you know what I mean? I use like all sorts of shit in my mouth, and then I take this dirty thing and I just put it in for the. I don't care.
No, you guys need to live with the gap, man. The gap is part of the charm. But this tooth is all fake, so I've like just fake teeth everywhere.
How'd you lose it?
I bit into a fucking Klondike bar and it just
Klondike
bar? No.
I lost my front tooth as well, but I was drinking a 40 ounce of premium malt liquor. St. Ides, remember Snoop Dogg used to, Snoop Dogg used to promote it. And I was on a mountain bike in Washington Square Park drinking a 40.
Yes.
And the cops came and said, come over here. And I stuck up my middle finger, made a sharp left, and fell right on my face. I left a calcium trail from the fountain to the exit.
My buddy did we were doing a day drinking thing, and then he lied to his parents and said it was wiffle ball, but he was just running, like we're just drinking, just running, and he fell and both, and it looked like Dracula, like he just knocked out diagonal both his front teeth, and I was like, holy fuck! It was like 10 in the morning. Yeah, and I was like, oh god,
it looked like the entrance to like Castlevania or something. Mine looked kind of cool in the early '90s. Nas, you look tough. So I held on to that fucking chip tooth well into like my late 20s, my mid 20s.
Bald, tats, boxing, bro.
But at that time, mid-90s, I had one stupid tattoo.
Okay. You had to
rolled
build
up the sleeve, shouldered up. It was a lion head.
Here's what these young people, as I get on my I hate Gen Z, but they don't realize, even in my lifetime, when you had tattoos back in the day, like 90s kids movies, some guy would show up with one tattoo and be like, oh, he's a bad guy. Now they work at Google and they're like, and everybody's all tatted and shit.
Very funny. It's very true.
It's literally like, you went to Hobart or some shit and you're all tatted.
I'm almost worried about the guys who don't have tattoos, young guys who don't have tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo,
I made it through basketball with no tats. I'm like the only basketball player I've ever seen.
Yo, dogs, I like the classic look. Like, if you don't have any tats, it's such a rare thing.
Yeah.
Like, it shows individualism now. Before, the tattoos were like individualism. Like, this is,
I'm always amazed when somebody is like full covered, like, like literally their entire body, and then they're the most mild-mannered person you've ever talked to in your entire you are so fucking boring. How did you get like this many tattoos? Because it's painful. It's like it's a experience.
Do you have any? You don't
I
have
got
any,
this one right here.
Oh, what is that?
That's prayer hands.
Oh, I never even noticed that before. I don't look at you or listen to you.
I know you do.
So Sergio is one of my favorite comics in New York. I'm so glad you're here.
Noah.
I love.
I didn't
your
realize
stand-up.
Noah was so fucking big. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
He's massive.
But yeah, it's
That's
just
the whole
like,
point of the show. I'm a
How
fat
tall?
fuck.
How tall do you?
like tall too.
How tall do you think he is?
Probably 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, 6'7". Yeah.
Wow.
How much do you think he weighs? Just
Oh, yeah,
watch
that's a
him
good
sit
one.
down right now.
325. Is that way off?
It's not way off, but it's off.
Today I'm actually. It's a new low for the pod. I'm 276.
Okay.
0.5.
But I started this pod at 287, but the most I've ever been is 293. But when I played college basketball, I was like 235.
Okay.
So 325 is an amazing guess. Clip that. That is an all-timer. That's a big boy. That's like an offensive lineman.
Mike,
but,
what was the biggest that you were ever?
374.
Jesus fucking
But that
Christ.
was the real offensive lineman.
I was a lineman, offensive lineman.
That's sick.
And my knees are. Me and my girlfriend are currently buying a new mattress, like a new bed frame.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's too low to the ground, and I'm having too much of a hard time standing up because my knees are just giving out on me every day. So
Wow.
that's literally what I'm doing today
Yeah.
is trying to buy a new mattress.
Wow.
Because my lineman knees.
What about you, Sergio? What's your
What kind of bed I have? I have a mattress that falls off the wall. It's like a trap house. I just have a mattress, and any visitor, I'm like, that's my Murphy bed. And I just hit it, and it falls off the freaking.
Yeah.
What was the real question?
No, like size, shape, age. How you feeling? What are you doing for your health?
I'm 43 years old, and which, by the way,
Look great.
my wife, thank you, I appreciate that. And my sister had me believing I was 44 years old, which is odd, right?
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
kind of showing my age by being so easily influenced by my sister. She was like, "You're 44, asshole," and I was like, "What?" So I went ahead and I was believing this over Thai food, high sodium, like just type of Thai food. And I Googled myself like a jack off. I Googled myself, and I come up as a musical artist.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
like I'm a reggaeton artist. I've said the internet is racist, you know?
Yeah.
So they listen to me as a musical artist, and I'm 43 years old. So I sent her a text. I'm like, yo, I don't know why I believed you. I'm actually 43 years old. She was like, oh, that's right. September hasn't hit yet. And I don't know why I believed my sister. She's a smart person, but when it comes to academics, it's a little suspect because you know how she's terrible at spelling, too. You know how
Is
she
she
spells
older
cousin?
sister or younger
5
sister?
years older.
Okay.
She spelled cousin Cuzin.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
Cuisine. Like she was like doing the artwork for rap music in the 90s. But anyway, I'm 43. I feel really good. I weigh 185 to 190. It's all head and teeth. And the more I run, the more I think I'm just going to become a head with this body that disappears. So you got to be careful how much cardio you do that way.
Yeah.
And I feel good. You know, I do a mix of running, boxing, and calisthenics. The weightlifting I put to the side just for a few months because I'm trying to save money.
What do you eat? Bunch of.
Yo, I got the eating
I'm
habits
just
of a
guessing.
badger.
Rice and beans.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
no.
you're not wrong. Less than 24 hours ago, I ate chicharrones. I chopped
Part
up
Puerto Rican
chicken.
myself, not hating. Part Puerto Rican for the gram.
But I'll eat anything. Yeah, I have the eating habits of a badger. People ask me like, "Oh, what do you eat?" I'm like, "Yo, I pretty much eat anything I want." But
Whatever you want.
I'm not a supreme dirtbag where it's like I don't eat like fast food and stuff. But I pretty much, you know, I eat anything.
When has it been that way your whole life? Just whatever you're hungry for, you just go for it.
Yeah. But I listen to my body. You know, I don't eat. I don't. You know, I think the sweets are a little OD. Like I overdose with the.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm not too disrespectful, but I'll eat any type of food, you know, and I eat when I want to eat. I don't have like this. Listen, I tried the intermittent fasting for 1 week, and not only did it put me in a bad mood, but I was walking around with bad
Yes.
breath as if the Invisalign wasn't worse enough.
Yes,
Bad
yes.
enough.
Bad mood. Sometimes I'm like, I tried that. I've tried everything, but I tried that one, and I'd be like, so negative, and then I just eat a sandwich. I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I would be like, I'm moving from like I would have big thoughts, you know, like I gotta leave like the city, and you know.
Well, it creates a fucked up association because when your breath is bad, that's when you're like burning your fat. So like you're like, oh, my breath is bad. I'm fucking killing the game right now. That's a horrible thing to have on weight loss.
Yeah, you can't have it all, man. You're gonna have bad breath, and you know.
But you work out a lot, though. You must work out.
I do. You know,
are you still training people in boxing, or you're just
fitness motivated? Training for boxing. I don't have any fighters. I once trained a guy to do a charity show, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious because right before we got in the ring, first of all, his training was a little like, I don't know if he was a finance guy. Like, he was a very busy guy. He wasn't a finance guy. He was a real estate guy. Very busy. Loved the guy to death. But the training was like, oh, I could do it on the roof tonight in my place. Like, it was almost like, you got to be at the gym. You got to be there 6 days a week. And it was like, yeah, I'll meet you at the park because I got to have dinner with my friends. And it was always like something. So the day of the fight, he says, hey, Sergio. I was like, yeah. He's like, can I put my hands on your shoulder as we go into the ring? I'm like, sure, but why? He's like, I don't have my glasses. I can't see a thing.
And how do you do?
He fought his heart out.
So, have you trained a lot of comics in boxing over here?
Yeah, I got a few comics I'm training now. I trained Chris Stefano, who's my buddy who I tour with a lot. I trained Shane Torres, Reggie Conquest, Emma Willman. At one time, I trained Mark Norman. And you know, his boxing, his work ethic.
He's in great shape for a guy that drinks as much. Yeah,
he works hard.
An underrated body. Mark Norman. He'll get you on Instagram, body. And you'll be like, damn.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. Yeah. Like, you know, I probably work out way more than him, and he looks way leaner and trimmer. He got the V,
the dick line.
And he's not talking about it.
When he's like, hey,
cool,
fatty.
I'm like,
but he means it. When he's like, hey, fatty, that's what he really thinks about everybody else. You're like, okay.
It is crazy. Great. He's got that New Orleans, like, he could drink 1 million beers every day of the week, and he still looks pretty. He looks like a high school boy.
We're going to get him on the show. We actually just saw him walking out, but we got to give him the show because I feel like he's a secret worker-outer a lot.
He may be. He may be. Yeah. He just, it's not funny to talk about, so why talk about it?
It isn't. It makes you it's one of the things I'm worried about, becoming in too good shape so I won't be funny anymore.
That's the thing, right? You feel like you're going to be that dude. I don't care. I just do what feels good, right? And if I'm, but the thing is, some fitness people, as in every community, there's some annoying motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That's what we watch.
You'll see them.
Yeah, the guy with and they always have like an underbite or something that's like, I did 30 miles this morning and it's a good warm up. Yeah, just a little warm up. And abs happen in the kitchen and they're doing like crunches on their fucking marble.
Like you also got to do this, but they happen in the kitchen. But also a ton of the guys that we'll probably watch some of them, but they have all this motivational shit, and it's like you're just on a shitload of steroids. Like the body where it's just like steroids.
Some of that stuff feels good, some of it doesn't. I think we kind of decipher what's the bullshit and what's not. Like some of it, this is bullshit. It's like, and then other people, I'm like, I like that, and I'll apply that.
Sometimes you need the guys on steroids to motivate. Like they serve a purpose. It's not realistic to do what they've done, but like when you have somebody screaming at you with like the veins, it's like it works.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a guy when I was in college, and we were like the same size. And then one summer, he just came up like even bigger and all the veins. And I was like, I work out as much as you. That's all I do. I was like, this is not.
That shit is tempting to do it too. Like, what else?
Yeah,
what
you did.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it.
I want to do it bad.
Yeah, season 2, we're just gonna do steroids for likes.
I mean, bulking. I'm 36, so like
you look good. You look trim. You're good size.
I want to get bigger.
Yeah, let's do an ab check on.
It's not as. So
I hear that's a responsible way to do it. I don't know much.
Look, because he actually bulked. He was even more. They look pretty good.
They look good. They're not as good as they were.
When you first started 12 weeks ago, I know. Never bulk again. You got to remain slim because. Also, you know what I realized because we always wear our tank tops for the show. When you wear dress pants and a tank top, you feel real like you want to fight somebody. I don't know why. Like I feel like Steven Seagal. I'm like, why am I like? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but should we watch it?
Well, I want to get to this. What comics would you say that there's like do they have secret aggression in there that they're getting out in the gym? Have you ever been with somebody who's like mad funny and then all of a sudden you're like, yo, that's a stone cold killer? Or all comics kind of pussies?
What seems to be consistent and noticeable is that I think a lot of comics enjoy training with me. It's boxing, because it's one thing they don't have to be great at, and it's a byproduct. It's like something that allows them to become present.
Yeah.
And because comedy is so consuming.
Yes.
And, you know, you're so consumed with yourself. Yeah. And like this thing, what's the next thing I'm going to get? And it's hard. And it's like all day, every day on social media, writing jokes, doing shows that night. That I think the people I've worked with love the fact that for an hour, they could kind of just go into something else that allows them to be like bare wood.
Flow state.
Yes.
Like a speed bag. I mean, like I really haven't done very much boxing at all, but
I don't think I can do it. My hands are fucking
growing
slow.
up, it was like get up 300 shots, and then you read all the stuff about happiness, and it's like getting into flow state where you're just doing like the most satisfied people at the office are the people doing expense reports. They do say like you just do like one thing over and over again, and they go, that was like it's counterintuitive. So I'd imagine when you're on stage, even when you're killing, you're thinking about the next joke, the next tag. You're like, wait till you hear this next part. You're never really in it unless like I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm thinking about my next thing.
No,
the really good
stage.
people go real slow and they soak that shit in.
Yeah, there's something to be said. I know when I'm on stage and I'm having a good time, I'm not really thinking too much.
Yeah.
And I wish I was always in that place. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, the day has an influence on it. If I'm overworked or tired or you know, that's the worst. Being tired and having to perform, it's just like you feel like you're mailing it in and you're just not present. You want to be present. You know?
Well, that's why I would try and do blow before I got on stage, and it never
made that
fucking
mistake
panned
before.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out to your favor. You got the locked jaw and you're looking for that red light, like, holy shit. That's the worst.
Yeah, and you think that you're going to be quicker, but you kind of just get locked in on one thing that's bombing. It fucking sucks.
People look down at the table when they're constantly like, oh, shit.
They're like, I know this energy. Don't look at me. Should we do a clip? Let's get
do
into
a
a clip
clip
early. Let's look at a clip here. Oh, it's you. We wanted to show this at the beginning, but I forgot.
Here we go.
So,
this is hilarious.
who's this?
So this is Sydney. I like the fact.
Yo, got you.
Yeah. That's it. That's Sydney. She's a amateur boxer trainer at Overthrow, but she also works, I think, for one of those cycling.
Like Soul Cycle?
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. And she's an amateur fighter. So anytime I have a little extra time, I hold past her. And she put this clip together.
I mean, she's punching with her hip. She knows what she's doing.
Yo, the comment section was crazy on that one. They were like, when you regret asking if you want pad work, the face you had. Yeah, I mean, we could even look at them. There were some funny comments on there.
All right, let's watch the. This is knee over.
Knees over toes.
Yeah, knees over toes guy. He's made this whole on brand about stretching your knees, basically.
So he's 33 years old and he had multiple ACL tears and now he can dunk.
Hip flexors are a series of muscles that start from the lower spine and attach down to the leg. If you Google hip flexors and lower back pain, you can see it's becoming widely agreed that if they're too tight, well then the lower back can't even do its job optimally. Now, in addition to stretching, I've unintentionally been strengthening my hip flexors through.
The question was like, do you want takeout as well?
He just starts because my knees were so bad. This became part of my knee ability program,
The end of this
which
is my favorite
unintentionally
thing
led to
ever.
a lot of lower back success stories. So in our back ability program, we add a little detail of pausing for 5 seconds at the bottom of each rep so that you have time.
I know some people with a boxing stance like that. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a long day.
And really Last
like
note,
discover
you
new
absolutely
land.
do not need a wedge for
I feel like
benefits.
people didn't talk about
tends
hip
to
flexors like ever, and then you got on Rogan one time, and people were like, "That's it."
It's
And
my
then people
hips.
start just jabbing shit in there, like, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I didn't hear about it growing up. Nobody talked about it in basketball, and then it was like,
it's so strange.
stretch your hip flexors.
Yeah,
and then
I do a lot of it. I believe it because I
Actually feels great.
It feels fucking good, and it's like the IT band fucked up. Like my knee was hurting on a long marathon training run, and once I did those stretches, it kind of went away. And I did a bunch of unsexy, whack ass, boring
glute activation.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff so you don't post on Instagram. Like I want to post, you know, the nice pad work and fucking muscle ups and shit. But I'm not posting me holding a single bridge.
So you've done a couple marathons, as I
2 marathons,
remember.
like a dozen halves, and you know, competed in boxing.
You want to run a marathon?
No, I did one.
You've run a marathon?
I've done a full marathon. You haven't done shit, have you?
I've done a couple of halves.
I did San Diego 2010 Rock and Roll Marathon.
Wow.
And it was like a band every 3 miles. And then I was going so slow that I just saw the bands packing up. So I just see like that band's over. Okay, 3 1. Like, oh, that one's done too. That's pretty cool. They're like, this is like, thank you. Like I was just see it. But I didn't walk. That was my whole thing. I didn't walk. I was way in the back.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's
never
impressive.
again. It was like, I thought that like the race day is super fun, but the training is just too many hours. I was like,
too many hours.
Yeah, I used to live at 33rd Street. I would run up 3rd Avenue.
You run out of places to run
until it got scary, and then I turn left, and then I go to the park.
That's hilarious. Well, it gets scary,
like,
right?
I heard this music before. This is dangerous. I was like, go over there, and then I do like 3 laps around the park, and then run home. And that was just like that was only like 14 miles. Yeah, so we did 21. You're like, where am I gonna go?
So I think that's where we tap into really like.
Mindset,
mental fortitude, like this is how are we gonna get through this? Because it's not always fun, you know. And then that's why I try to think, okay, this is gonna be applied in another area of my life, like suffering and my David Goggins bullshit, trying to rationalize why I have swamp ass and I'm running behind a bus in the middle of August. Like that's
Now, have you ever had one of those shit your pants or break down marathon stories?
So I did too, and the first one, my hip flexors tightened up, and I was running like my name was Ethel, like a mid-aged woman named Ethel. I was like that for the last 6 months. I was asking people passing by, how much longer do we have? And all
just on fire.
Yeah, it was so whack, and I was in the Bronx and this lady gave me Snickers. She had Snickers.
Yes.
And that was like the best thing. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I just remember it being very anticlimactic. Like, I was done. I was like, what the fuck, And I was kind of hungover about the experience for a while because I tightened up and my time was whack. And then the second time I trained differently. I made the adjustments and I felt mad good.
What did you do differently?
I did a lot of... stretching on the hip flex.
There it is.
Yeah, dog.
Mike, get us
glue exercises, single leg
get us a sponsor. Get us some sort of hip flexor sponsor. That's what we need.
That's what I'm doing, like the mobility guy, the range of strength guy right now. I do that 3 days a week.
Yeah, I mean, I also think it's experience because my nemesis was the Queens Bridge, and when I ran up that shit, that's when it happened. Because, you get into the excitement of the people. Yeah. Ruin you on. You go on that bridge, it's lonely, it's hollow, and you're like, and it's boring. And then it's like the reality sets in, like, what the fuck am I doing? I like mile 16 or whatever. This time, I looked at it like a real challenge that I was looking forward to. When I did it the second time, I felt mad good. But I was that annoying guy like, come on, guys! You're only battling against yourself! And there was other people like, oh. But I was definitely that guy. I think I did a squat jump at one point. That annoying. But it was a much better experience the second time around.
I kind of gave up running once I had the kid because I just didn't have the time for it. But towards the end, I was doing intervals. So I would run 4 and then walk 1 and run 4 and walk 1. And I was doing it in the same time as when I didn't do intervals. Because
for sure.
In the 4 minutes, I was running harder. And then I would take it was like a nice little treat to have that one.
Yeah.
I think it would be great. I think that's a great way for anybody who hates running to start. Is to just do a little bit.
Just run as far as you can.
For sure.
Yeah.
The hardest running we ever did, we had a run test. There was one year our coach came back in the summer. It was like, all right, now we're just like cross country. So we did 3 miles in 1930. So 6:30 pace, which like isn't horrible unless you're like 6'9". Yeah. And the whole team had to do it. So like 2 laps, and we did on a track. So 2 laps in, you'd be like, I'm really tired. And they'd be like, 10 more to go.
It's so fucking boring.
And I missed it the first test day by 5 seconds. And there was this one assistant coach who was like, And like looking back, I was like, he was 24 and I was 21. He could have just been like, you're good. But he was just like,
he's a jackal.
He's like, I'm going to tell the coach. You didn't make it.
I hate that
I was like, thanks, man. So we're all fathers here. We're all gay, whatever.
Gay dads here.
Yeah. We talk about this a lot. Like, we don't want to be tired anymore, and that like hungover feeling, and that like we just don't have time for that shit anymore. So that's a big part of like our lifestyle. What about for you? Like, was there a before and after?
Oh, absolutely. I indulge. I indulge. This little nose used to be very naughty. And it got to the point where if I would drink, I wanted to go, with blow and smoke cigarettes, and it was an ongoing thing. And I'd never not showed up to like training or shows, so I tried to do it all. And what they call that, burn the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
And when I had my child, I knew something had to give. I could no longer maintain that. First of all, I was miserable.
Yeah.
I was miserable.
Yeah.
And then, so long story short, and this is
How old's your
She's 11.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah,
You're
so-
further along than we are.
Yeah, so she's 11. And I remember this one time, we lived in a studio apartment. The sun was beaming in through the dirty window, through the curtain. And it's like 11 o'clock, and my daughter was crying in the same room that we only had one room. And she was like through the bars, and my wife woke me up, and she said, "You take care of that. You take care." She like left the house.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't want to deal with it. Like
Yeah.
it was serious. I was hungover, my nose was stuffy. And I remember really feeling like I didn't want to deal with it. It was scary to me. And that's when I made a decision to like cut it all out. But my problem was serious. Like, but that was the point.
Are you sober now?
I'm sober.
Oh, wow.
So,
Congratulations.
Yeah. But so you take it like, what do you do? I'm like, for me, that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I just had to stop
Still great
drinking.
though.
Yeah.
I'm down probably 80%, I would say, from my height. But I'm not dead. Like I'm not dead sober. But from what I used to do, what you realize when you even cut that much, you realize what you used to do. You used to be like 20 beers. That's insane.
The crazy thing is, once you start for me, if I drank, I would go right back to where I started.
Yeah.
But right off the bat, what was crazy, I lost 10 pounds. I never stuck, came back. 10 pounds, and I worked out. I was doing all the same shit. Well, everything is just
The stress.
yeah.
That cortisol, like if you're just like running, burning the candle at both ends, doing blow, like eating a big ass fucking slice of pizza, like just keeping all that irregularity in your body. Once you get rid of that and get consistent, it's just
Yeah.
it's the shit.
Can we play the Steve-O clip? You see Steve-O there? Because this one actually, I was like, oh boy. Oh, and then we got to watch Gilad. We had a lot of really garbage clips, but this clip might be like kind of heavy. But
Yeah,
love the
whatever.
fucking
I love the
yeah,
heavy
this
shit.
is some heavy. Yeah, this is a little heavy. I was
I've heard
like,
people say, I never suffered from alcoholism until I got sober.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like, because the drinking alcohol and taking drugs is not the disease. That is, if anything, a remedy for the disease.
Yeah.
That's a symptom of the disease. The disease is centered in our mind. And the characteristics of the disease are restless, irritability, discontent. Like we're just plain uncomfortable in our own skin, and we need to soothe
so
that discomfort. So we
my
cover it up
question
with
to the
drugs.
table is, number one, yikes. I was like, uh-oh. But that's related to wanting to do comedy, I think, too, right?
Yeah.
That's I think the fear is people are like, if I stop doing all this crazy shit, maybe the funny or what, I don't know. It's all like, some people, in other words, don't want to be on stage, don't need laughs from strangers, and feel fine. And what's that like? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I went through all those same questions, and I'll be honest with you. Like it was like 2011, 2012. I felt very inadequate. I would go on stage, and I felt like a shell of myself, and I definitely wasn't killing like I was for like a 6 to 8 months to a year, even like. Maybe I was doing okay, but I felt mad, like self-conscious. I didn't want to meet people after the show. Fast forward, it was definitely like I produced so much more. But so I took that little sacrifice of feeling uncomfortable for like a year, And I look at the guys who my favorite comics. None of them, they're all either sober or they don't drink at all. Like it's changed. Like Louis C.K., Bill Burr. The only one who I really like who still gets fucked up is Doug Stanhope. But he doesn't even like a comedy club. He wants to be at a dive bar. He's like, I don't really want to go to I want to I'd rather perform in a dive bar and do cocaine lines. What's a cocaine line? Mushrooms chopped up with cocaine.
yeah, I mean, some guys are those like aliens who like they never have that feeling of being hungover or feeling bad about like the anxiety got wild after age 35 for me.
Yeah, I can't do it. I mean, I wish that I could have been like a high functioning drug addict alcoholic. I think that would be tight. But like, that sounds fucking awesome, man.
And it's so funny because that shit never totally leaves you. Like the other day, especially like weather like this, it gets a little warmer.
Yeah.
You see a girl in a sundress showing a little too much dye, having a drink. I want to be the dude standing across from her, flirting with her and being smooth. But I'm married. But it's reminiscent. The smell of the summer.
Yes.
Then I saw my ex coke dealer the other day. He looked at me like, 10 years haven't passed. He was doing like a bachata that day. Oh, Sergio!
And what's the drink you wanted? Because I want a Corona. Like when it's warm, I'm like, oh yeah, Corona. Yeah.
And it was a whole concoction. I used to go on stage like, it would be 3 Coronas, 2 shots, and a blast. And I was like, power up. Like Mega Man, you know? Like,
I used to do beer shot combos, like 3 or 4 of them at the creek with my current wife, and she would do them before me with Alison Libby. Like, yeah, you get 3 or 4 beer shot combos, or I bring 20. Here's a bad one. I bring $25, the $2 PBRs, and that was my $5 tip in my drinks for the night. And like, now I'm like, ugh, I would never even drink out of that tap. Like,
PBRs always remind me of like dirty Converse that are white, you know, shoelaces that are drenched with alcohol in a dive bar, doing cocaine with some white girl with dreadlocks, you know, a nose ring, you know. And she's like, you're really cool. I didn't see a stand-up, but you seem really chill. You know?
I didn't go on the show. I was at the show. You know?
Yeah, my friend does comedy, and he's pretty chill. And I'm like, ugh.
Was there anybody who was like, come on, man, keep drinking? Or was it just like everybody was on the same page?
They'll do that with actions, right? And then no one says blatantly, they'll just like, yo, have a drink. But then they don't ever say, have a drink. You know, I know you're getting sober. It's more like their actions are like, we're doing this, and we're all drinking, you know.
Yeah.
But, it's funny. And I wouldn't change it for the world. And I got my system in place. We talk about everyday rituals and stuff like that. And I love being up early. My life doesn't really represent the life of a comic. I like to be up early. I'm up at 5:30 every morning. Yeah. I like to be alone in the morning. I like to get on a good morning, it'd be a little bit of stretching, Sadhguru, or some sort of positive
wisdom.
Content. Yeah.
What is that?
Journaling.
I don't know what that is.
Sadhguru is a yogi who's probably going to disappoint us. Let's be real. Dalai Lama sucking kids' tongues. It's just like we can't win. You know, and listen, I don't care if he's sucking a kid's tongue. I'm still reading the books. I mean, they got me through. It's been a spiritual
joke.
concert. Yeah. R. Kelly, I lost my virginity to him. And yo, best believe when his song comes on, I tap my feet.
Like, can we get Ignition?
Yeah.
The remix only? Can we get back?
You know, sometimes it just kind of represents a place of your life, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so R. Kelly, I lost my virginity to him. You know,
so like, you stretch, you listen to some pedophile wisdom.
I literally thought you meant to him until you just said it again. I was listening to it. Got it.
No,
okay,
I
clarity.
definitely said I lost my virginity to him, and then I looked away and I overthought it, and I fiddled my fingers, and I said, we should clip that. Let's just clip that. No, I was 18 years old, left my boxes on, Gap boxes, and his, you know, it seems like you're ready, was playing. And it was my girlfriend at the time, half Jewish, half Puerto Rican, and she put it on me.
Wow.
I didn't come either.
Fantastic.
First time I didn't come.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I lied. I said I came.
I couldn't get it up.
I gave it under the came hard.
Yeah. I was like, wow, I didn't feel anything. You were like, what? I'm hungry.
Did you fake nut? Did you give like the...
I think I faked it now. I was like, God, that's fucking... That was amazing. Yeah.
What about cold showers? Because we talked about that a lot. We're on that train. We're on that.
Yeah, you know, all this stuff is influencing me. Now, I don't do an actual cold shower. I'm kind of whack with it. Like, I'll end the shower, and it's like 5 seconds. I'm like, yeah, but I feel good.
I do on the face, and then I do a push-up into it to get on the chest, and then I put a little... on the back, and then I yell, and then I get out.
My wife walked into me, so I've been doing 2 minutes, and you let it hit right here and on the ball, and it feels amazing. But she walked in, she had just finished feeding the boy, and she had to pee, and she goes, babe, can I come in and pee? And I was in the middle of it, and I was just like,
she's like, really? Well, you're pulling it?
Yeah.
You can't wait?
And then I just had to be like, no, close
should we roll into some clips? How are we doing on time? We're okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
But there are some interesting people. I just want to share this quick story.
Yeah. No,
we talk about, you know, I love the fact that you're like, do you do a cold shower thing? Because it's like some of the stuff is a little embarrassing. Like, are you doing that? And people, you know, the fitness community are interesting, man. I was in AC doing shows at a fucking gym with the, you know, that was past its prime. And, you know, to the side of me, you know when there's a guy who just wants to talk, you can feel it.
Yeah.
So I had my earbuds on, but they weren't on because I didn't trust him. He had an ashtray with an unlit cigar on the bench. He had medals on.
Where you can smoke in gyms and
No, it was unlit, so he was technically not breaking the law. But he had medals on. I feel like the Spartan race. You know, he had 4 medals. Asian guy, right? Which you don't really see them acting up. Like, let's be real. You know, my people, Puerto Ricans, you know, and we act up, but the Asians, so I was baffled by this behavior because he was there, man, he was going, ooh-ah, ooh-ah, and I wasn't giving him anything. I was acting like my music was, you know, and he was like doing like martial arts stance. It was wild, right?
Right.
Yo, so I'm lifting, and in my defense, I was going a little light because I had like a pinch in my shoulder. I was going like 65 on an incline bench. And he goes, someone's going light today. Oh, yeah. Yo, and I act like I didn't hear him.
You fought him.
I didn't act like
That guy's
I actually
dead.
laughed. He's like, someone's going light today. And they went like that.
Wow.
He just wants someone to talk to him. He finally got the attention of somebody. He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to get myself amped up. I'm doing this, the Iron Man. You know, it's my second one. You know, it was pretty fucking fun. I didn't know guys like that really existed.
You were like, Street Fighter's real? And you had to fight him. You were
Right.
like, everybody gathered around. You're like, holy shit. I did that. Well, I did like the opposite of that to some guy. One of my best lines ever. He goes, "Do you need these?" And they were like 85s. And I go, "I'm already done warming up." And I don't know what I said. I don't know what it came out of my mouth, and I was like, "I'm a douchebag," but that was pretty good. I was like,
I imagine that you had the shoes with the toes popping out of them.
My nuts were all high. I was like naked. There was a time in the 90s where the more jacked you are, the like skimpier your shit got.
Oh yeah, it was just like a vine.
You were
had like
like,
a vine on your torso.
Yeah, and we were like, "Oh my god, that guy's jacked." Let's watch a clip. Yeah. Oh, so I used to sit in front of a TV and watch this guy Gilad. Do you remember this guy?
It's like Mario
The
Lopez.
legend.
A little bit like Lou Ferrigno, Mario Lopez sort of thing. See, if
Great
I was
legs.
horny after a night of hanging out, I might try to pull it to that girl.
Yeah. I 100% did. I was 13.
Yeah.
I wasn't like
Look at the
doing that
McCall.
workout.
in the background.
Do you think anybody watched those shows and was like, I got in shape doing that? That was it.
There has to be.
That was this. I don't think anybody did.
There has to be one person
Really?
who's
They're
like
like, I
lying
found
about
this
it.
step and I tapped my toe to. I don't think he didn't even do that workout.
The most fascinating thing about that video was the macaw.
Yeah.
And how dirtbag expensive those unruly animals are. Yeah.
You're a big animal guy too. I remember that about your set.
Yeah, my first job, Petland Discounts, and guess who was in charge of the bird section? The highest tier in Petland. And I had a lady who was very nasty.
You got
to me. I remember
promoted?
this. I got promoted
We're
to
moving
the
you up to
bird
birds.
section.
You're like, what?
After birds, it's saltwater. It's saltwater fish. Yeah. There was this lady, rich. You could smell money. She smelled like wet money. And she comes in, and she was like, "Where's the macaw chow or whatever?" And like, "What happened?" Because that's the way I talk. I'm just, I'm a little hood. And she's like, "Nothing happened." Yo, dog, this shit happened 30 years ago. And I still think about it. But macaws are like $2,500.
Damn.
And they act like babies their entire life.
They live forever though,
and
right?
they live forever.
How macaque can live like 50 years or some shit.
50 years, 90 years.
90 years.
Yeah.
Holy fucking
It's like kind of
shit.
like, yeah, they're up there. So you're passing that shit down. You're passing down a screaming 2-year-old child to someone else.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what they're up. They're not like tamed.
I could bet my life I'll never own a bird. I bet my life. There'd be no
Do you
circumstance where I
have
own a
birds
bird.
now?
No, but I do have animals that live a long time. My daughter is going to inherit 8 of my snakes. So I'll say, you're going to be in college with 8 snakes. You want this apartment? It comes with 8
Yeah,
snakes.
when people who are not from New York, like they complain about like trash and rats and shit, but it's more like the people who live in a tiny little apartment with 4 snakes. They don't even know. They don't even know about the shit they should be complaining about.
Isn't it wild?
Like there's snakes in this building?
Yeah. Like you're walking down, down the street with your groceries, and 15 feet into a building, New York City tenement, there's fucking 8 snakes.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah,
knows. I
that's
gotta
wild.
get off on that.
Yeah,
Just
that's
peeking out my
wild.
window like that. And or you're in the background.
Yeah. I bet you that couldn't be a snake, could it? That fucking eats me. All right, let's get to
This guy.
this guy actually bums
His
me out.
fucking leg is crazy.
I'd say it's too much.
I mean,
His calves really bum me out. It's just too
Yeah, I
much.
mean, you got varicose veins.
And like, yeah, it's nasty. It's like that. There's an Eddie Izzard joke where he's like, "You've achieved fitness. You're done."
He's almost as big as Flex Lewis in his prime. Like
Who's that?
He's one of the most famous bodybuilders of all time. That's how big. I don't want to get that big, but I want to get like halfway that big. I think it would just be fun, dude. I don't know. I think it would be tight to just walk around like that.
Yeah, I can see that being fun for a little while.
But not your whole
He
life.
looks tight. He looks uncomfortable. Just too much. He should stop 5 years ago.
I think it'd be fun, just doing the before and after. Like you're like, look what I was, look what I am now.
Yeah.
You know.
I like when it'd be like feeling ultra swole all the time, dude.
I wonder how fucking would be, because we're very visual, so it's like I look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking, you look at you're that big, and you're like. Just taking your wife with your index finger and your thumb and just,
Yeah.
Because men we're gross like that. We're like, oh, I'm conquering this shit. You're that big? You think you're destroying shit.
Well, your dick is tiny, though, if you're
tiny,
that big.
right?
Maybe. We don't know.
So with steroids, that doesn't grow with it.
No, but your balls shrink, but your dick stays the same size.
You've done your research.
Not that I know, but
I'm scared of steroids, man. I hear you can do them responsibly. There's a way to do it where but I don't know enough.
I'm scared of the rage because I'm already pissed off.
You're already on the edge.
And then it's like, it's not for me because it's too much rage, too much internal rage. Let's, what else we got? I forget even. Oh yeah, this is great.
Presses, shoulder presses, lat pull downs, barbell curls, tricep extensions, squats, deadlifts.
Is he really saying that? Is that a voiceover?
Yeah, no, he's
That's
really saying that.
Crunches, leg lifts.
Yeah, I don't know if we're supposed to react to that. It's just cool. We just know it's cool. Was wrestling big in New York City back in the day?
I loved
Or
wrestling, man.
Yeah,
But I liked early WWF Kamala.
Yeah.
Junkyard Dog, Hillbilly Jim, the Berserker, I love Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon, Steamboat. That was my time.
it was on Saturdays at like 11. It was like on Saturdays
11,
during the day.
Yeah, I would run up and down. Yeah, exactly. And they had some wild shit. They had Jake the Snake Roberts fucking have his cobra out biting. My cereal was still in the in the milk, swollen from the milk.
Jake the Snake was at Eastville last week.
Yeah, that's wild.
He's doing comedy. Well, I wouldn't call it stand-up, but he's doing something.
And shit.
That's that. That's awesome. I want to see it. Do we have any other clips, or did we already? That was it.
All right,
man. What time we good on this?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Well, wait. Let's plug your shit.
Yeah, all my stuff is on SergioChicon.com. There's road dates and everything else you may be interested in.
Your podcast is DBS.
Yeah.
And the other one. What's the other one?
POP is a boxing podcast. I had a lot of fun doing it. So imagine that I'm just highlighting some of your some historic boxing figures like Leon Spinks, Mickey Ward I had on it.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's a big get.
Yeah, and he was dope, man. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I had
Mickey Ward is the guy from The Fighter, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was, which is actually my favorite fighting movie.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's really good. I'm like a Christian Bale stan. Like he's
Exactly.
awesome and everything.
Yeah, I mean it's better than Southpaw and shit. I hated Southpaw. First of all, the guy wasn't a Southpaw.
Wait, really?
He wasn't a lefty. That's so much. The only thing I liked about that, usually like real boxing gloves and all that shit. Like all those details matter. to me.
Southpaw. It was supposed to be Eminem.
Yeah,
and then they got subbed out with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Because he couldn't get jacked enough?
I don't know. He just didn't want to do it at the last minute.
Gyllenhaal roided up for that, for sure.
He had to have roided up for that. He built way too much muscle.
Ripped.
Way too fast, yeah.
Eminem, man. It's crazy that he dropped his first album in 1999. I was getting a tattoo of this gorilla.
Oh, yeah, I saw that clip.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Whatever, dog.
We be alright. They kicked us out. They straight put us out the joint. Told us we couldn't come in and shoot, man. We got the cameras and the whole nine. Yo, let's go see what's up with this tattoo qualifier.
We can't get drunk, but we go over here. All right, I'll jump out in front of the car.
All right, check it. We at the tattoo shop. You might get a tattoo. I might get a tattoo. I don't know. Eminem already tatted up. We discussing some things.
It's wild.
Yes.
Well, you may not know about this. So I'm 18 years old. I have a beanie hat that matches my sweater. That type of 90s shit, right? I'm getting a gorilla tattooed on my
Slim Shady
halfway
LP.
done. And who walks in? Joe Claire from BET and Eminem. And they're like, they want to do an interview for this new rapper. And I thought I was a rapper. I thought I was a rapper, but I couldn't catch a beat. That was my problem. That was my only problem. Little problem. Couldn't catch a beat. So I got up from the chair, you know, break, smoked a Newport cigarette, and I walked up to Eminem and said, yo, you want a battle rap? And then his bouncer, like, intervened. He's like, no, he's saving his voice, saving his voice. I was like, yeah, I sat back in the chair.
We're going to end this episode after we're done with that clip because it's sick.
Yeah, I wish you would have battle rapped me and tore me a new asshole. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I had no idea that he was going to be who he was.
Now, was he frosted yet, or was he?
He was frosted,
Yeah.
and I remember, like, because we did speak afterwards, he was annoyed by my initial, you know, this guy was a beast. Like, you know, it's crazy that even, you know, talk about not knowing my place and, like, just being totally unaware. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
My name was out, and I was like, I'm a battle rapper, scientific matter, you know, that type of shit, you know, back. So, he was, no eye contact. He was like, so I'm from Detroit, and I'm just trying to, you know, he would look over at me and be, I just want Detroit to blow up. So, you know, I'm just making sure I put a foothold on Detroit. And, you know, and then he had 2 tattoos. He's like, I like that gorilla. He showed me 2 tattoos. He had Kim Rotten Pieces.
Wow.
Like just that. I think he added on to that. And then he had Slim Shady, I think, right here. But that's all he had. He says, yeah, I'm gonna get all my work done, but that's nice right there.
Well,
you know,
I had, you know, I rapped, obviously, basketball player. I had a rap show at the Creek for a while, too. And but in college, freshman year, I won an Xbox in a rap battle competition.
Wow.
I didn't know you rap.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was because everyone else was bad. And the first guy gets the mic, white dude, who I actually went to high school with, who didn't go to the college. He shows up and his name's Neil, and he's going, it's the Neil, and like, N-word. And we're just in the cafeteria with all the lights on, and everybody's like... So then they're like, did he win or he win? And everybody's like, not that guy. Shoot the school up. So then I battled another guy, did okay, and I didn't even win. I got like 3rd place, but they were like, here's an Xbox. I was like, holy shit, this rules. But yeah, I love yeah, I had that battle show. It didn't go that well.
What was the set? Where'd you go?
Oh wait, and then I'm from Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Princeton. But oh yeah, so then I was booked to do another battle. You know, like new battles don't have beats.
Yeah, it's like a cappella.
So yeah, so this guy who's a comic, so I'm not gonna like talk shit about him, but he goes, yo, I heard you can rap, whatever, you can battle this other guy. And I go, how long is the round? And like, is there a beat? And he goes, no beat, and the rounds are 6 minutes long.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, that's too long. I was like, 30 seconds with a beat, and I get to switch it if I don't like it. Yeah. So I just didn't do it. I was like, no, because I don't even like watching that. Like, you know, when there's like,
it's fucking
there's like 30,
painful, man.
there's like
What the
30 dudes
fuck?
behind, and then then it's like, this dude right here is got a big beer, and they go, oh, and then there's like a huge gap. I'm like, it's like spoken word bullshit.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, we're gonna end with that Eminem clip. Sergio Chicon, thanks for doing it.
Oh,
You're
thank
looking
you,
great.
man. I appreciate you guys. Man.
Congratulations on the sobriety and
Thanks,
on
man.
just everything in general. Love your stand up. Check him out.
best.
Go to his
Thank you.
website. He's the man. Get ripped or die trying.
Woo!